And in Q1 or Q2, the product will be able to be installed and commissioned in about 15 to 20 minutes. So we're always working to make more changes to make it faster and easier. We not only are we making advances on the product side, but we also have a training platform that we're building out right now so that installers can learn more about the products and why and when they're needed. We have relationships and involvement in a lot of different areas that we're trying to pull on to help make the renewables industry a better place.
Hi everyone, Joe Ordia here for Solar Surge, and today we're coming back to you from RE Plus 2023, the International Solar Conference here in Las Vegas. And this afternoon I'm joined by Jonah Small, Director of Operations for Homegrid, and we're going to be talking about all that's new with the Homegrid battery platform. So Jonah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for coming by the booth. It's great to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been a fan of you guys and what you're doing and the product and just kind of your whole story. So I know you were catching me up a little bit off camera, some of the developments that you guys are making. So tell me kind of what's new, what are you changing as far as your operation, and what's changed as far as your product offering as well?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is an awesome opportunity to meet with you. I know you interviewed with Spencer Christensen, one of the previous events, so super cool to meet with you. Homegrid, like you mentioned last time, was a lot of the knowledge that we initially got as a team came from you guys, so just appreciate the good work you're doing. But Homegrid has been making a lot of advancements with our product since I think you last met with Spencer. So right now we're bringing manufacturing of these products back to the US in Q1 or Q2 of next year, which for us, because we're such a driven team, that gives us more flexibility to continue making changes to these products to make it faster and easier. One of our biggest motivations in the industry is really trying to take these products to the point where they're a commodity in the space, they're an appliance in the home, and to do that, we need to make these products cheaper, faster to install, easier to use and interact with. And so with us bringing the manufacturing, the hardware back to the US next year, it gives us that flexibility to make those changes. And we've also done a lot of work for the firmware, meaning the code that runs these products, as well as the software interaction for your phone. We've done a lot of improvements and brought people on from some pretty killer teams to join us. So within that, we're taking the install time of our products down from about 30 minutes, which is what it was at last time we talked to you. And in Q1 or Q2, the product will be able to be installed and commissioned in about 15 to 20 minutes. So we're always working to make more changes to make it faster and easier. And we've come out with some new products that kind of just expand our market from our stackable battery form factor into not just residential, but the commercial market, so that we can, expand our reach.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, a couple of questions come to mind when you mention that. Commissioning time. Obviously, commissioning time is a big deal for installers, and I think one of the issues that the industry is dealing with as a whole is now that we're in the era of solar and storage becoming mainstream. Many installers now feel that they have to offer storage, especially if they're a California installer. They have to offer some kind of a storage offering as well as with solar. But I know, as a guy who used to be in the solar installation business, I'm still a licensed electrician in a few states. I know it's a major concern. How can I tool my installation process so that I can be as profitable, as predictable on my costs and profitability doing storage installations as I can be doing solar only installations? So what are some of the things that you're doing at Homegrid to help better support and train your installation partners?
That's a great question. It's something that we've seen as well. So not only from the product hardware side of things, so removing more screws, making the install process physically easier, we've actually brought on a new process guy to help out with our CRM and training and management of these products. So as we continue growing, we're kind of making the hardware and the product so easy to install that you really shouldn't need a whole lot of training for it. At the same time, we're trying to honestly just do better in the industry. So we built out a bunch of training courses that install companies or installers can register for to learn more, not just about our products, but about batteries in general, how they're used. Because I think a lot of the questions, and I'm not sure if you concur with this, but a lot of the questions come from sizing, complexity. People are going from solar edge and in phase to battery systems, right? And they don't know how to size it, how to install it, what the right use of that is. And there's just the risk that they may end up disappointing homeowners, or there might be problems with that. So we not only are we making advances on the product side, but we also have a training platform that we're building out right now so that installers can learn more about the products and why and when they're needed.
Just a quick word from our sponsor, Savant Power, and the Savant Energy Management System. If you're considering an investment in a solar plus storage system, then you're going to want to have maximum visibility and control of how much energy you're harvesting, how much energy you're storing, and how that energy is being distributed within the home. The new Savant Power system allows you to dynamically control which circuits are on and which circuits are off depending on battery state of charge, allowing you to extend your battery running time during a blackout. The system also includes an integrated electric vehicle charger, allowing you to charge directly from solar or from the grid, or a combination of both. So if you'd like to learn more information, you can visit the Savant Power website or click the link in the description below so that you can get in touch with an installer right away. Yeah, no, that definitely is an issue. I mean, because we see it even now on the sales side of the business, as you can probably imagine, salesperson that doesn't understand the battery sizing might oversell the capability as far as what a battery can back up. Now, of course, with the Homegrid battery, and I think this is probably what first caught my attention. I think I put out a video a year or two ago called new most powerful home battery, because it was the one, if you want to consider a single stack to be one battery, and that's a whole discussion, but it's the only sort of single battery that allows you to run the Solarc 15K inverter at its full capacity. And of course now we're seeing more and more homeowners, they do want that full, true whole home backup. They want to be able to run the air conditioning. They want to be able to run the water heater if that's what they want, and not have to think about turning this breaker off, turn that breaker off. So anyway, to get back to your point, yes, I think system sizing, system design is a critical thing. And to that note, what else should installers and sales professionals know about sizing the Homegrid system, maybe compared to some of the other systems that are on the market there?
That's a great question. I mean, you mentioned the output of battery systems and how we caught your eye originally. So with the Homegrid stacked battery, just to kind of reiterate that for people that might not know, we tried to step back in the industry and design this product from the ground up so that it didn't disappoint customers. There was less room for that. So our battery, from an output capability, is 14.4 kilowatts of continuous power with a 24 kilowatt surge, and that translates to either emergency backup for an average home, all the way up to being able to take them off grid and power their air conditioners, water pumps, inductive loads. And then we have a capacity to fit that, right? We can do, technically with this system in one unit, up to 40 kilowatt hours, and we can do over half a megawatt hour in parallel. So that capability, to wrap it back into your question, designing the product so that it's twice as capable as anything else on the market means that there's less risk, even for those salespeople that aren't as familiar with batteries. There's less risk to disappoint people. We know that battery, when it's put on a home, especially with something like the Solarc 15K, it will be able to supply the power that they need so that they don't have to make concessions in what they're doing in an off-grid scenario or day-to-day. And so I think a lot of it's going to come from that, and then the education platform that we mentioned, where it's a bit of a misnomer. Like our team, we have a lot of contact information on our website. It's a bit of a misnomer to say that our team are salespeople. They are experts in the industry. They've been trained on how to help size systems, how to provide recommendations for one-line diagrams from our electrical engineers and everything. So we're trying, not only from the product side, but also from the education standpoint, to come forward and help people understand it and not have that risk of disappointing people.
Yeah, I like that, and that aligns with a lot of our philosophy on the sales side of the business as well, because we don't even call our salespeople salespeople, we call them system designers, right? Yeah. And a lot of what we teach is how to collaboratively design the right system for your homeowner, and then, yes, get the contract signed and get the project going, but it's all about designing the right solution to the homeowner's needs, goals, and problems. So, another question comes to mind here now that we are in the post, the kind of the post-net metering world, right? Like, as goes California. When it comes to solar policy, the way it's been kind of as goes California, so goes the rest of the country. And we're seeing it now happening faster. Other states like North Carolina, Ohio, I heard now, is changing their net metering rules. So how is the role of battery storage change, or how is it changing in the post-net metering world here?
It's changing in a lot of ways. I mean, people are they're having to come at it and learn a lot more, especially the install companies, like you mentioned. They're having to learn more about batteries, why they're important, not just to save money, but also as requirements in some areas. And I think what we're going to see is a big shift towards VPPs and DERs, which are virtual power plants and distributed energy resources, as these solutions are needed to be deployed at a larger scale. So we're going to see more homeowners adopt this equipment. They're going to start comparing specifications and what's needed, which we're always extremely open with. Like at Homegrid, we do want to be chosen for a reason. We want to have a great team and company to back that, but we want to be chosen for a reason. And I think a lot of people are going to be seeking information from people like yourself to say, what do I need to be looking at to make sure I'm protected, because it's a bit newer in the industry. Right now across the board, right, batteries that are about a 10% adoption rate, and solar overall across the board is at about a 4% attachment rate in the US. And we know that number is going to explode over the next 5 to 10 years. So the education is a really important part for that, and I think people knowing what they're looking for in their own home, as well as starting to look into what do VPPs and DERs mean for me and the local utility company, and how I'm interacting with my power and electricity, is going to be really, really important.
Cool. Well, Jonah, I really appreciate you taking time to sit down with us. Is there anything else that the audience should know about what's new, what's going on over at Homegrid?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things to point out with Homegrid as a company is that even though we're positioned right now as an equipment manufacturer, the team behind this has not come from the renewable space, and it's been a very helpful perspective for us. Even though we manufacture what's right now the most powerful battery in the world for the residential market, we have relationships and involvement in a lot of different areas that we're trying to pull on to help make the renewables industry a better place. We feel like it's a bit Wild West still in the industry, and we want people to feel safe when they're looking at information by working with groups like yourself to learn about it. And as they finance it, as they have it installed, people need to feel like there's more and more quality and security coming into that space. So there's going to be some really interesting things coming from Homegrid and our team over the next 6 to 12 months to try and help bring solar to that commodity appliance view within the industry over the next little bit.
Cool. Well, we're going to be doing our best to keep up with you and all the new developments here in the industry. And by the way, folks, that's why we're here at RE+. For those of you that can't be here physically, we want to make sure that if you want to, that you're staying up to date with all the latest industry, product, and technical information here. Well, folks, that pretty much does it for today's video. Again, this has been Jonah Small, Director of Operations at Homegrid. And as always, I'm Joe Ordia here, encouraging you to get prepared and be empowered. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, I hope you're getting some great value from today's video content. Now, if you would like to have your product or your business or technology featured on the Solar Surge channel, feel free to reach out to us at the link below so you can set up a call with our media team to talk about your marketing goals and how Solar Surge can help you get there. Solar Surge is the leading online community in the U.S. residential solar and energy storage space. And so if you'd like to get your product, business, or technology in front of our audience, we can help you do that. Again, feel free to reach out to our media team at the link below or email media@solarsurge.net.